On today's episode, we are debuting / releasing a brand new pedal. It's not mine, and this is exciting stuff. I mean, this is like first time ever seen kind of stuff. You're not ready for it. You might as well turn this off. A few weeks ago, I was having my weekly text with Jeorge Tripps of Way Huge, you know, exchanging Seinfeld gifs, talking about life, and he says, "Josh, I have a new pedal coming out. Would you want to help release it?" And I said, absolutely, you didn't even have to ask. And that's what this video is. I introduced to you for the first time ever on network YouTube television, the Atreides Analog Weirding Module. This is prototype number 6, technically X6. There are other prototypes outside of that. It gets really nerdy. I don't want to get into it. This is one of the only ones in existence at this point, but as of today and this video, it is released into the wild. You can buy it. I'm excited to show it off. It's very weird because it is a weirding module, as the name says. It does a lot of funky stuff, but before I talk any more, you need to hear about it straight from the George's mouth.
Atreides is the name of Paul Atreides from Dune. He's the main character in the book Dune. In Dune, in the sci-fi book, the House Atreides has a weapon called the Weirding Module, which is a sonic weapon, which, you know, you would speak words into it and it would shoot out sonic waves and destroy things. The pedal itself really was inspired by the 1980 Electro-Harmonix mini synthesizer keyboard. And that was used by Van Halen on the last tune on Fair Warning, which is One Foot Out the Door. It's something I was always a big fan of. I've always loved those things. They literally are made of plastic and cardboard, and I'm not joking. They made them for 1 year, 80 and 81. That's what inspired it. I was just like, oh my God, this is so cool. I want my guitar to sound like that. Finally, I kind of just got it all together. We had an engineer who was getting ready to leave, but I'm like, hey, I'm dumping something on you because I don't have time. I said, here's a block diagram. Here's the basic circuit analysis. This is what I want. This is how I want it laid out. You know, here's all the controls. And lo and behold, it worked. I was pretty stunned.
Now that George has walked you through how this pedal came to be, I'm going to go over the controls and get right into some jams, because that's what you're here for. The Atreides has all sliders, so no knob controls. And this automatically makes it feel very different. A lot of times a pedal's aesthetic and its user interface makes it do things that you would never do if it had the same controls with knobs. And in this case, I love having all the sliders side by side. It's very synthesizer, it's very futuristic, it's very, very Dunes. Volume is volume. It's a master volume over the whole circuit. We have sensitivity and range. These are controls for the envelope control. Then we have bright. It's just a tone control for the fuzz circuit. The fuzz circuit has a ton of fuzz on tap, like an insane amount. So up or down with that, I'm gonna live more in the down category. And then you have rate. Rate is the phase shifter. Inside there is a trim pot, which you can adjust the feedback control of that if you want. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm gonna leave it where George left it when he sent it to me. And then there is a sub control, which adds a sub octave. Think of this like a blue box. In my opinion, and the first thing I told George when I played it, I said, this is a better blue box than I've ever imagined possible. I love the MXR blue box. I think it's classic, but this goes way beyond the possibilities of anything that pedal was ever capable of doing. There is also a trim pot for the sub that basically goes from 2 octaves down to 1. So if you plug in a bass, you might want to flip that and only have the 1 octave down, because it's crazy. If you crank the sub, it's a ton of octaves. So for this riff, my settings are gonna be kind of perfect for a massive riff rock kind of thing. I'm gonna use the Aqua MK3 on a solo bit. We're gonna see what happens, and let me know what you think. I'm going to be honest with you right now because I try to be. This is the only thing I want to play with this pedal. When I pick it up, I just want to create the band you just heard. I think our name is Pyramid Scheme. I think we only tour bi-monthly, and I think we make millions of dollars. But you know what? For your sake, I'm choosing to stay in the pedal game, and I'm choosing to try some other sounds. So with that said, let's move on to this other jam. I have it set up as minimally, hold on, words are hard. I have it set up as minimally, oh my God, minimally, oh my gosh. I have it set up as minimally weird as possible. And the thought is, it's the late 70s. I'm Robert Smith. I'm starting the Cure, but I want distortion that's not like anything out there. So I use the Blue Hippo chorus, I leave it on the whole time, and I slam these settings. And I play something sad. Okay, so it wasn't so much sad. It was more like my skateboard broke and I read the news today. I don't know. It was just a little bit different, and the ending got a little modern, but it's a lot good. And this next riff jam is a lot good as well. I'm going to use this Fender Music Man short scale bass that I bought at a yard sale for $100. The case smelled like cat piss. We threw that away. And the tone is really great through this pedal. I'm going to have it set up with all the sensitivity. I'm going to keep fuzz, rate, and sub all the way down and range pretty low. And I think you're going to like this because it's two bass guitars. It's a very tiny one on a very large person and then a normal bass being played by Addison. It's either going to be embarrassing or really good. I don't know. That was, I mean, there's nothing more exciting than what you just saw. I don't care what you say. Next up, though, you know, I hate to take part in such a festive release, such an honor to be able to help put out a Way Huge pedal and not involve Nick's creativity. He's much more talented than the basic drummer that you usually see. So, Nick, would you mind playing a riff, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like what I need you to do is imagine there's a bunch of space cats trying to rip their way out of an alternate dimension. Can you do that?
Yeah, that sounds great. I can do that.
Yeah, and like use settings like this.
Oh, yeah. The stagger?
The stagger, you know, like off, on, off, on, off, on.
Perfect.
All right, let's do it. The tones that we got in these jams were jaw-dropping, and I'm excited about this pedal. I'm honored to be a part of the release, and the one massive point that I want to make, having experienced this pedal before anyone and kind of getting my hands on it, and also hearing a few other demos that are out right now that you can go listen to, every one of you would buy this pedal and pull something totally different out of it. I really do just want to play riff rock with it. It's amazing, but there's so many textures and sounds and possibilities. As you heard with Nick playing, he did something I would have never done. So each of you will be the same way. Go check it out and just realize that you have to play to this pedal and let it create new riffs with you. And Jeorge will wrap up with his thoughts about that. He said some things on the phone that are very, very useful. So here he is, and then we'll go to record time.
Can make it sound and do different things by how you play. And that's the one thing I've really noticed is like you can't just hand it to somebody that just plays their stuff. Like if you jump on it and start playing your Stevie Ray Vaughan, it's going to sound like crap, just utter garbage. If you plug into it and you like to find out what things do, you're going to experiment and go, oh, wow.
Today's record time is brought to you by 1995's Post by Björk. The reason I chose this record is because this record's amazing. This record is unpredictable. It's full of surprises. It has moments of calm, moments of storm, leaves your head scratching, but ultimately you smile when it's over and you want to hear it again. I love, love, love Björk, and I love this record. And much like this pedal, I think there's a relationship there with, it's different. It's an acquired taste that can grow on you if you allow it. So check this record out, and in the comments, let me know what you think about this and your favorite Björk record, or why you don't like Björk. Let's argue about it as well. That's fun sometimes. I see a lot of you kids doing that in the comments, so, just carry on. Thanks so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Go check this pedal out. Purchase one. I think it'll give you hundreds of billions of hours of joy and entertainment. It'll make you a better person. You need to do it. Just trust me. So like this episode if you liked it. If you didn't like the episode, you don't have to do anything. You can basically close the video down. You could also subscribe. You can click the bell icon to get notifications of future episodes. Check out djhsshow.com for shirts and things like that. And then there's the Patreon. You could be a member of that. You could help us support pedal history and all the work that we're doing. Have a wonderful day. Go read Dune or watch the movie. Jeorge says the book's way better, and I'm going to trust him on that. So I'm going to go watch the movie.